Awesome, the cool hello. I follow because I'm considering streaming, and you seem to know a lot about starting up. I have gone through some stuff, for sure. Do you have any particular questions about streaming? I would love to answer them. I wouldn't consider myself an expert, but I would consider myself someone who spent a lot of time trying to get better, and someone who has made lots of mistakes. Oh, just like that drop right there. I've made lots of mistakes, and I've put in a lot of work to try and get better. In the games like Fortnite, skill gets you popular, so if you kill big streamers repeatedly, you would probably get some viewers. So that's a big one. If you are good, if you are like one of the best in the world at the game, you can get away with all sorts of stuff. You can get away with not having a webcam. You can get away with not having a mic. If you are good, that is good enough for a lot of people. But the vast majority of people streaming are not the best in the world at the games they are playing. And if you're not the best in the world at the game you're playing, you have to find another way to set yourself apart and get people to watch you. And I think the easiest way is to be personal, to build a community, have the ability to like chat and with your audience and be engaging and someone that people want to hang out with. And you're not going to attract everyone, but there are people that will want to hang out with you, and those are the people you want to get on your stream. That one. Saved. What type of games are good to start streaming with? Like you said, it would be impossible to start on Fortnite, but how would you know what would get any clicks at all? On the point of skill, some things you are good at will probably be the best to start on. GG's. So, awesome the cool, like what games to start on? What games do you like to play? I would start there. I think if you are playing games for clicks, you will burn out very quickly, and you'll burn out and not want to do it. I think start with something that you want to play, and then figure it out from there. And I think ultimately, like, before we even get to that point, like, what is your goal with streaming? Are you trying to, like, build an audience? Are you trying to make a career out of this? Are you streaming for fun? Do you want to show as many different games on stream? Yeah, Zappy, right? Thank you so much for the follow. Are you trying to build a community and have people to hang out with on your stream? And, like, this is something that I've gone through, where I was trying to stream like as many different games as possible. I was jumping from new game to new game, and I found that like I was trying to do it because I write a website as well, and so I'm writing this review for, say, Mortal Kombat 11, and so I want to get footage of that so that I can put it on my website. And then next time I'm streaming, I don't know, The Witcher, and so I'm going to do a little bit of video on that. Jumping from game to game didn't really work for me. Like, I've streamed God of War, Spider-Man, those did poorly for me. Getting buried under people playing new releases and stuff like that. But, like, that's a hard question to answer. I know I'm rambling now, but, like, games that worked really well for me with streaming, Tetris 99 is the big one. For me, I can play this. I enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun for me to play. It's conducive to showing off my strengths as a streamer, which I think is being able to carry on a conversation with you guys. But it's got to be a game that you love to play. Like, start there. Yeah, like, start with the games that you love. If you are playing a game for clicks, then it becomes a job, and it becomes arguably worse than a job. If I think about almost any game that I would play, I don't think I would want to stream like one game full time, just because, like, I'd rather go do my IRL job. That's more mentally stimulating and interesting, and I make more money that way. The only one I would maybe consider is Tetris 99, and even then, like, I think this game has a ceiling too of how much I would want to play it. Like, could I play this game every day, 8 hours a day for the rest of my life? I don't know. Then again, I've been playing Tetris in some form for like the last 30 years. Is there any way I can just stream for cheap? Because I would love to stream for fun. Okay, what are you like trying to stream? Are you trying to stream? If you're streaming like PS4, Xbox One, those have built-in streaming functions, and so it looks very basic, like you don't get any sort of control over the layout like I have right now, but you can stream. And if, as long as you have, ideally you have like a webcam, I guess the Kinect on the Xbox with a headset, and on PS4 like the PS4 cam, I think that'll help you a lot. I think the biggest well, I wouldn't say mistake, but like if you're getting into streaming, like bare minimum have a microphone and a webcam. You have a Switch. Okay. So you're going to need a microphone, you're going to need a webcam. People want to be able to see you, they want to be able to hear you. Okay, here we go. How important is a webcam? I think it is very important. I am of a, unless you are like super incredible at a game, I don't think gameplay alone is all that entertaining. You can go watch Wumbo play Tetris 99 right now, and he's way better than me. But like, there are things that I can do that Wumbo isn't currently doing. If he doesn't, I know he doesn't show his face. You only see his hands. And I mean, that's part of the experience as well. But I think people want, like, the content that you're really contributing is like the stuff through the webcam, through the mic. People want to see what you look like. They want to see your reactions and your emotions as you're playing these games. They want to see, viewers want to see how you react when they see your message in the chat and they read it back to you and then they answer that question. So not having that really hurts for the majority of streamers. I know like Lyric doesn't have a webcam and he streams with just a microphone. And that's the exception, not the rule. I think if you can, absolutely webcam, microphone to start. And so yeah, highly recommend that. If you're streaming on the Switch, you're going to need a capture card. So I use an Elgato Game Capture HD, which is actually really old. I need to upgrade mine. But yeah, definitely a capture card so that you can feed your gameplay into your computer. You'll want a webcam. I use a Logitech C920, which is an older camera, but it's regarded as like one of the best bang for your buck webcams. I'm using a Blue Snowball Ice mic, again, entry-level microphone. It's not the greatest, but it's a big step up from like a headset. And then software, I use OBS, which is free. So for a couple $100, I can do this. I would say in the order that you would need it, download OBS, get a capture card, and if you have a microphone lying around and a webcam lying around, try what you have before you buy anything else. And then try running some streams with what you have and see if you like actually streaming. That's a big one. I find that playing video games for fun and playing video games to stream are two very different experiences. And you can like playing video games and not like streaming. I found that, yeah, I think of them as two separate things. And you can be an amazing gamer and not like the streaming part at all. So try it out a couple times. If you don't like it, then don't go farther into it. OBS is also least hardware demanding. Yep. I've tried Streamlabs OBS. I actually had some technical issues with it. It wouldn't read my Elgato properly. And so I can't use it. But I've also heard it is more intensive than regular OBS. When you're starting up, definitely have a computer that is strong enough to run whatever it is you're playing. If you're console gaming, console streaming, you're going to need a capture card bare minimum to run like a gameplay only stream. And then use whatever webcam or microphone you have handy and try a couple streams. See if you enjoy the process. Don't get down if no one is watching you to start. That's a big one. Like, I streamed for like over a year with 0 viewers. And I've only now gotten to a point where I'll have maybe at least one viewer watching most of the time. There are still times where I stream and no one's here. And in those moments, you have to still be entertaining. I would stream if I had a computer that could run something more than Tetris. Yeah, having a computer that can run stuff is huge. Currently grinding to buy a gaming laptop. So here's one. Man, gaming laptop would help. You might be limiting yourself in terms of gaming and streaming, because streaming takes a ton of processing power as well. So a lot of streamers who stream PC games stream with 2 PCs, one dedicated to just the game and one dedicated to just streaming. Otherwise, you're going to need a really beefy computer. And I mean, there's also functional reasons why you'd want a laptop, portability and all that. But if you go with a gaming laptop, you might be limiting how much processing power you can squeeze in there. And at a certain point, you get the gaming laptop and you can game great on it, but it might not be enough horsepower to game and stream at the same time. So that might be something to look into as well. Really, yes. And for me, like, I'm using a PC from, like, 2012. It was a dev PC from my work. And it was good to a point, but I hit the ceiling on what it could do, and I had to buy a graphics card. And because it's a PC and it's modular, I was able to swap out the processor, or what's it called? Swap out the graphics card and the power source. But if you're on a if you're on a laptop, you can't fit another graphics card in there, so you're kind of stuck with those settings, and if it's not enough, then you're kind of screwed in that regard. So be mindful of that when you are shopping for a gaming laptop. Also, internet connection is very important. I don't have that either. That's also huge. That's actually probably the very first thing you should check, is check your upload speed. That's the biggest one. If you're streaming 720p 30, which was what I'm doing right now, you'd want to be able to hit minimum 2500 megabits a second upload. If you're not doing that, then you're gonna have to either put up like a lower quality image, or a lower quality image, or your stream is gonna run like a slideshow. So about how much would it cost me to make my own PC strong enough for both gaming and streaming? Ooh, that I do not know. I am not I'm not an expert on the PC side. I had a bunch of people help me, and I don't actually game and stream on the same PC. I only stream. And the graphics card I have in here is an NVIDIA 1060. It's a 1060 with 6 gigs of, I think it's memory, 6 gigs. And that cost me like 400 Canadian, which is, I guess, 300 US. Yeah, sorry I can't help in that regard, being able to speak to exact specs. The problem with 1080p is that not everyone has a fast internet connection. And so at 1080p, there is going to be segments of viewers who just won't be able to watch your stream well at all. So if you can get a good 720p 30 or 720p 60 stream, that's probably where you want to stay until you get to partner level. And the difference at partner level is that you get transcoding at partner level, so users can then pick whether they're watching you at 1080p or 720p. I'm only affiliate, so sometimes I get that option, and sometimes my viewers get that option, and sometimes they don't. So for someone who can't watch me on... Someone who can't watch me on 1080p, like, they're out of luck. Yeah, when I started streaming, the technical side of it really freaked me out. I had a laptop. It was not a gaming laptop. And I could record video fine, but the moment I tried to put a webcam feed over top of my gameplay, computer just melted. It would not work at all. The stream would run like a slideshow. It was horrible. And so I was streaming, like, it looked awful. And so by the time I finally got this PC that could do gameplay by itself, it took me a really long time to figure out how to make the webcam work, how to make overlays look good, how to make my stream run consistently. I didn't know, like, I was streaming 1080p right off the bat, and my computer could not handle it. And then realized, like, oh, I don't really need to stream 1080p right now anyway, so let's try and optimize for 720p. I think it's really important to have a decent enough microphone. Like, if I was using, like, a PS4 or Xbox One headset, it would sound awful on stream. Whatever you're using to, like, Skype your grandma on, by default, like, whatever came with your console or your computer, probably really bad. If you're just starting out, you might want to use it just to see if you're comfortable, like, even streaming at all. And just to get into the rhythm of, like, talking while playing games. But once you're like, okay, I'm going to stream seriously, I want to be able to do this well, I want to build an audience, at that point you're going to need a better mic. And I don't think you need an amazing mic to start. Like, yeah, like I'm using a Blue Snowball Ice, which is like the ground floor of a decent microphone. And as you can hear, it sounds decent, like good enough. And, like, sound quality on your mic is really important because, like, as soon as people hear your voice sounding scratchy, like, they're gone. People's tolerance for low mic quality is really low. It's even lower than, like, having a bad webcam. They will tolerate a not-so-great webcam if your mic is okay, but if your mic is bad, like, nah, you're out. And so, yeah, right now I'm at a point, I'm using a Blue Snowball Ice, but I'm hoping to save up to try and get an XLR mic and a mixer so that I have more control of how things sound. Stuff will sound better. I'll be able to do, like, voice changers and stuff. And yeah, just more control over how the audio sounds going into my stream. And more flexibility in terms of, like, what mics I can use, hooking up multiple mics. Because I do have people come over to the house and play games sometimes, and my setup isn't really conducive for that. What do you do when you have no viewers? Do you talk even though there was nobody there, or do you wait for someone to tune in? That is an excellent question. And this is tough. When you have no one watching you, like, it's easy to just say, like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna talk. But, like, when there's no one watching, and you're playing, and you're focused on the game, and someone might come in during that moment, and if they see you, and they just see you staring at the screen and waiting for someone, like, they'll leave before you even get a chance to talk to them. You gotta talk all the time. And when no one is watching, when no one is watching, it's actually, like, one of the most important times for you to talk. Because you don't know when that viewer is going to come in, and you need to sound like you need to be going with whatever it is you want to talk about as soon as they get there. Actually, you need to go before they get there so that they could be viewer one and they're like, oh, this is someone I want to watch because they're saying something interesting that I want to hear more of or I want to reply to. And so you have to be ready, or you have to be talking as much as you can. And that's really hard. Like, one, it's not natural to just sit here and talk to yourself. And that's something you're gonna have to practice. Two, you have to get over the sense of, like, oh, no one cares. I've invited everyone to my stream and no one's watching me. That's really tough. I think streaming, like, I've been creating content for over a decade now. I run a website, inthirdperson.com, which you guys should check out, by the way. And, like, writing, so I've been writing, I've been creating YouTube videos, and the single most demoralizing thing I have encountered as a creator is running a stream with 0 viewers. It's hard. Like, I like having people here to chat with and be engaged with, and, like, when no one's here, like, That sucks. And some people are better at handling it than others. I don't handle it well, and I think what you have to be able to do is carry on your stream like there is someone here. Because there might be no one here now, there might be someone here later. Might be... Hey, yeah, thank you so much, Inflatable Man, for the follow. They might be here 10 minutes from now. They could be there an hour from now. They could be there a year from now. But you have to be going all the time. Also, maybe you should play with some friends while you have no viewers, so when people come by, they'll be interested in what you and your friends are talking about. Ah, so here's one. Playing with... And I say this as someone who streams with people that are watching this stream right now. And I stream with friends all the time. We do a show called Boss Rush, which, like, once a month or so, we get together, we talk about video games, we play a game show. I play Overwatch with my family and my friends on stream as well. I would be careful about streaming with friends, because it's very easy to get caught up in just talking to your friends on stream and not engaging with the chat, and then...
Yeah, right?
People just bail out because... Oh, thank you so much, Daddio1980, for the follow. Yeah, you can get very caught up in your friends and the conversations you're having and ignoring the people that are tuning in to watch. So you have to find the balance there of engaging with your friends, playing along, and engaging with the chat. If I was playing with friends, people would come and see me hardcore roasting each other. Yeah, okay. And that's another thing, is like, are your friends engaging? Are they good to have on stream? Do they create good conversation, or are they not that interesting? Do they swear a lot on stream? This is something I've had to deal with. I try and run a family-friendly stream, and certain people I've invited here sometimes have very loose lips. And I think in all those cases, whether you're streaming with friends, streaming by yourself, I think the single biggest thing to know is, like, when you are streaming, you are putting on a show. At that point, you are not just the gamer anymore, you are an entertainer. And people are coming to your stream because they want to be entertained. So what are you doing to entertain the audience? And just sitting at your desk and playing video games as you normally would, unless you're one of the best players in the world, is probably not going to be that entertaining for the majority of people that will check out your stream. Ah, damn it. Oh, and since you asked, I am considering to stream Minecraft Survival Single Player or Call of Duty Zombies, or other single-player games like Fallout, The Witcher, or other RPGs. They are games I've been playing for a long time and enjoy. Great! I mean, start with games that you love, and try and find the right balance of, here's a game that I like to play, and here's a game that people like to watch me play. Once this camera is on, you are an entertainer, and I'm an entertainer. Like, this is what I'm trying to do now. I'm playing this game, I'm trying to win, but, like, I'm also trying to keep you guys entertained, enjoyed, add value to your life. I know that's a weird phrase, but, like, I'm not just sitting here playing... If I was just sitting here playing Tetris 99, like, I wouldn't say anything. I would just be, like, grunting to myself while we play, and we would be having none of this conversation about streaming. And streaming tips, and I think this is way more interesting in this form, so... I think for a lot of people, it's more important to focus on being an entertainer than specifically a streamer/YouTuber. Yeah, just the fact that you are playing video games on a stream is not enough of a selling point to get people to watch your stream. Because quite frankly, for the vast majority of people playing video games, like, you playing video games is not entertaining. Me just playing Tetris 99 in itself is not entertaining. What is it that you add to, on top of playing Tetris 99, Minecraft, whatever it is, that makes you worth watching? And that answer is going to be different for every single person. You yourself are someone with a theater and radio background. Yes. I think that helps me a lot, is that I worked in radio broadcasting. I did a little bit of announcing professionally before I moved into my current line of work. And I use a lot of what I learned in the radio broadcasting industry to inform how I speak, the stuff I talk about, and what I do to try and be entertaining. But not everybody has a radio broadcasting experience. And it's not just like, oh, I have this like crazy good voice or anything like that. My voice is actually breaking up from talking for like 2 hours straight. There's a lot of great free resources online. I love Alpha Gaming on YouTube. I love Ashney Christ on YouTube and Twitch. I have seen some super shady stuff though. I don't necessarily think that, like, I've seen this back and forth about should people pay for streaming advice or like for stream coaches. And I think if that coach is providing a great service that you value, absolutely. Definitely pay them for their time and their effort. But I have seen some very shady stream coaches and stream advice services from people who have no track record themselves, who are charging hundreds of dollars for their time and their resources, which look questionable at best. I'm not going to name names, but I would definitely do your research before you try and throw down money on someone who promises you that you're going to be the next big thing by following their advice, and that's probably not going to happen. Not saying that you being big is not going to happen, but paying X dollars and then becoming the next big thing because someone coached you, probably not. I'm glad I found this stream. I was just trying to get better at Tetris by watching others play, and I really enjoyed your stream, and thank you for answering all my questions very well. Oh, thank you so much, Awesome the Cool. I appreciate you coming by and asking these streaming questions, because I think it's a fascinating topic of discussion. It is, I mean, something really important to me. Here I am streaming on a Sunday morning trying to get better as a streamer myself as well. And if there's something that I could offer to help all of you guys get better as streamers, then yeah, that's amazing. And Player2Start says, I feel like a lot of young people watch YouTube and focus on being a YouTuber, getting a camera, shooting vids everywhere they go, and they miss the fundamentals of being someone who can talk and entertain. Truth. Preach. I do like the praise emoji, hands up. Like, yes, having the technology to facilitate you making that content is a huge thing, but if you don't know how to entertain, then it's not gonna matter. The equipment's not gonna matter, what game you're playing is not gonna matter. You're not gonna reach your goals of, like, followers or money or anything like that, like, unless you are providing something that people want to watch. I have a notebook here. I write down everything that is possibly worth talking about on stream. And, like, because when you stream, you're streaming for hours at a time. You have to fill that up somehow. You may not have people on stream that have questions to ask. You may not have anybody on stream talking to you at all. And you still got to fill that time. And it's important for you to fill that time, even if there's nobody watching, because maybe they watch a VOD after. And you never know who watches after the fact. I gain followers when I'm not streaming because people watch the VODs, they enjoy what they see, and they follow. One of, I guess, my single biggest VOD success story was, oh, I didn't mean to do that, was there was one night I was streaming a Ninja Turtles game. Ninja Turtles on GameCube. Horrible game. I put up the VOD anyway, and there was these two girls who are bloggers who became streamers, Chris and Rachel at Double Jump, and they found me through a VOD that I put up, and I posted on my website. And since then, they've been amazing friends. We talk almost all the time. We've collaborated on a bunch of written posts. They're on the Boss Rush show. Their picture's on the wall right now. And they followed me. They made that connection because they watched a VOD after the fact. And if no one was watching that stream and I wasn't entertaining when no one was watching that, like, maybe I wouldn't have made that connection. So yeah, have stuff to talk about all the time. I write it throughout the day. I'm writing notes about video game news, pop culture news, things that I saw in my life, stuff happening this weekend, anything that's worth talking about, that I think is worth talking about. And don't limit yourself to just like video game stuff, because people have all sorts of things they want to talk about. I'm not going to just sit here and be like a video game news reciting machine. What capture card do you use? Minute YT. Hey, thanks for asking. Thank you for coming by. I use an Elgato Game Capture HD, which is actually the old one. They don't sell it anymore, and I need to upgrade. But that's what I'm using right now. It's working okay. I would recommend upgrading to, or getting the HD60S at this point. So where was I? Yes, Elgato products. My favorite thing is the Elgato Stream Deck. It is, you can't really see with the glare. It's buttons that I use to control the entire stream. I can hit this button and do the air horn. Yeah, right. Mint YT, thank you so much for the follow. I can hit this button and it does the air horn. I can hit this button and change the camera angle or change the layout. I can hit this button over here and all of a sudden I've got GIFs, got reaction GIFs going. And I can do that all while playing the game versus me like sitting on my computer and like fumbling through menus and stuff. I can just like hit the buttons as I go. So there are other devices as well. Like you can get phone apps that do that. I would be concerned about burning out your screen and then not having physical buttons. Like I can hit whatever buttons on this thing without having to look at the screen because I've got like the physical feel versus like a touch screen. But one of my friends actually has a Stream Deck. It's pretty cool. Yes, it is one of my favorite things.